Imagine your body isn't just physical matter, but a cosmic temple designed not by random evolution, but by a sacred blueprint that goes beyond this planet. Every cell, every organ, every strand of your DNA holds hidden codes that can be unlocked by a specific frequency, the frequency of your breath. I'm not talking about just breathing to survive. I mean breathing to remember, breathing to heal, breathing to open internal gateways that have been sealed for thousands of years. Now here's a direct question. What if there was a breathing technique passed down by beings of light, guardians of multidimensional wisdom, and that technique could restore your body from within at a speed modern medicine can't explain? That technique is real. It's called Arcturan breathing. This isn't a fad or a trendy wellness hack. It's an ancient yet futuristic practice protected by non-human civilizations, advanced beings from the Arcturus star system, known in esoteric circles as spiritual engineers, quantum healers, and keepers of the universe's crystalline grid. This knowledge wasn't given out freely. It was forbidden, hidden, even distorted. Because whoever controls your breath controls your energy field, and whoever awakens their sacred breath no longer needs external healing, becoming living medicine. In this video, we're going to uncover what most won't dare to reveal. I'll share the true origins of Arcturan breathing, how it activates your light body and speeds up internal regeneration, what makes it different from other breathing methods, and how you can practice it even if you've never meditated. This isn't just a basic tutorial. It's a call to reawaken what's already inside you, and to remember that breath is a direct connection to spirit. Healing is just a side effect of that connection. If you're tired of methods that promise but don't deliver, if you feel your body holds secrets science hasn't touched yet, and if you sense there's more beyond what meets the eye waiting to be remembered, this video is for you. Get ready, because what you learn here can change not only your health, but your whole vibration. Long before humans thought about lungs or the word oxygen existed, ancient cultures knew this truth. Breath is sacred. The Egyptians called it the breath of life. Yogis talked about prana, the vital energy we absorb with every conscious inhale. Taoists mastered moving qi through breath, circulating light through internal pathways. And desert mystics, alone in the wilderness, found that when thought quiets and you inhabit the breath, something miraculous happens. The body becomes a temple and the spirit descends. What was never openly said or erased from texts with invisible ink is that some of these techniques weren't human in origin. They came from above, literally. In esoteric cosmology, Arcturians are described as a highly advanced race of luminous consciousness. They don't need bodies like ours, but they understand human energetic anatomy perfectly, because according to various channelings and Akashic records, they helped encode the original human DNA and planted dormant abilities within us that can be unlocked with the right keys. One of those keys is breath, but not just any breath. A breath that creates specific frequencies, awakens subtle layers of the light body, and communicates directly with higher realms. Ancient Hermetic texts like the Emerald Tablet and hidden Gnostic Gospels hint at this breath. It's called the breath of the One, the wind of spirit, the breath that doesn't come from lungs, always linked with miraculous healing, awakening consciousness, and access to higher dimensions. So why don't we know about this? Why has the modern world reduced breathing to a simple biological function? Because true breath is power, and spiritual power in the wrong hands can change entire civilizations. That's why it was hidden. Only the initiated, the prepared, those who passed inner trials, had access to it. But times have changed. We're no longer in an age of secrecy. We're in an age of remembrance. Arcturan breathing is returning through dreams, channelings, deep intuition, and most of all, the longing of those ready not just to heal their bodies, but their entire vibrational history. This healing isn't medical, it's multidimensional. Every conscious inhale can open portals if you know how to use it. To truly understand Arcturan breathing, we must step outside the usual mindset. This technique isn't just about bringing oxygen into your body, like traditional conscious breathing. Its goal is physical, energetic, vibrational, and multidimensional. Arcturan breathing is based on a bold idea. The physical body is just the outermost layer of a network of subtle interconnected bodies. Each of these, emotional, mental, etheric, and spiritual, can be activated, cleansed, and rebalanced through the vibration of breath. This isn't some new invention. It's knowledge passed down from beings whose technology isn't mechanical but spiritual. For the Arcturians, breath is like code, and every inhale is an energetic command. In Arcturan breathing, air isn't thought of as just a gas, but as liquid light. It's pictured as a golden blue fluid that, when drawn in through the nose, lights up the central energy channel, a subtle column running from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. This channel, called the Sushumna in many traditions, is the highway of consciousness. By activating this path through focused breathing, energetic blockages that affect health, mental clarity, or spiritual flow are released. Each breath in is like a ray of light. Each breath out releases vibrational residue that no longer belongs to you. But intention is key. It's not enough just to breathe. You have to remember who you are as you do it. With every breath, you must intend to awaken the memory of your light body. Unlike box breathing or holotropic breathing, Arcturan breathing follows a rhythm based on sacred geometry. One common pattern is 4-7-8-0. Inhale for 4 seconds, imagining a golden spiral descending from the sky into your chest. Hold for 7 seconds, letting that energy fill your cells as if they're soaking up light. Exhale for 8 seconds, releasing memories, toxins, and outdated thought patterns. Then pause completely. No breath, no thoughts. That silent pause is essential. That's where the magic happens. The Arcturians teach that this space between breaths is the direct link to the unified field. No ego, no labels, just pure consciousness. And in that awareness, the body remembers how to heal itself. Another unique feature of this practice is activating the chest's 0 point. It's not the physical heart, but an energetic vortex between the heart and thymus. During the breathwork, you focus there, projecting light throughout your body. It's like breathing from the soul into the body, rather than the other way around. This 0 point is the original seed of human design. When activated, dormant energy lines light up, meridians you never noticed before, glands that start vibrating, areas of pain that relax as if receiving instructions from another dimension. This isn't placebo, it's vibrational coding. Arcturan breathing isn't about controlling the body, but freeing it from everything that's not part of its original design. And that's only half the process. So far, you know it doesn't aim to change the physical by physical means, but to activate the invisible so the visible can transform. But what really happens inside and beyond your body when you practice this? The answer isn't found in an X-ray or microscope. It's in the subtle field that supports your material reality. While many meditation practices focus on the main chakras, Arcturan breathing awakens even subtler centers called hyperluminal nodes. These points aren't inside the physical body but float just outside, between the emotional and spiritual fields. They're like dormant beacons waiting for a specific frequency, the conscious breath coming from the soul to light them up. Once triggered, they emit coherent signals that reorganize the body's electromagnetic field. The results? Old emotional patterns unlock, tissues relax, traumas stored in organs are released, all without any external medicine. This kind of healing isn't linear or chronological. Sometimes a single session brings immediate change. Other times the body takes days to adjust internally. What matters is that you're working with original codes, not just surface symptoms. Remember this, your body is more than 70% water, and as Masaru Emoto showed, water responds to frequencies, intentions, and emotions. Arcturan breathing is a vibration language that enters your body as silent sound and speaks directly to water molecules. When you intend light, health, or freedom during practice, those aren't just ideas. They're vibrational impulses that reshape the geometry of cellular water. What happens when your body's water reorganizes? Everything else follows. Tissues regenerate, inflammation eases, the immune system strengthens, the nervous system calms, chronic conditions begin to fade, and what was dormant awakens. At its core, this breathing breaks a fundamental illusion, the illusion of separation between body and soul, past and present, you and the source. The Arcturians teach that by entering a fractal breathing rhythm, the mental field reorganizes and time stops being linear. This allows information from the future or higher self to flow into the now, not as thoughts, but as direct intuition, a silent command the body follows. This is where healing happens that traditional medicine can't explain. People release illnesses without explanation. Emotional wounds disappear without therapy, and they gain spontaneous insight into the purpose behind their pain. Not because breathing is magic, but because it leads you to the place where healing has always existed, the unified field of being. But there's one thing you need to know. This technique isn't a tool to manipulate reality. You can't approach it from the ego trying to force results. Arcturan breathing isn't a quick fix, it's a path. And it only works when you let go of control and allow the higher wisdom that designed your soul to guide you. When you breathe like this, you're not just healing, you're remembering who you really are. Arcturan breathing isn't a one-and-done technique like any other workout. It's a doorway, a daily access point to your original energetic blueprint, the perfect state where health, vitality, and growth are your natural way of being. Practicing it isn't complicated, but it does call for presence, intention, and consistent vibrational focus. Here's how you can start bringing it into your daily routine, even if you've never done any energy work before. Remember, you don't have to be an expert, just be open to remembering who you are as you breathe. First, find your quiet space, even if it's just for 5 minutes. You don't need an altar or special music, just a spot where the outside world can pause even for a moment. Arcturan breathing isn't automatic. Your soul needs your attention. Close your eyes, sit up straight, quiet your mind, and gently say, I'm ready to breathe like a being of light in a human body. That simple step shifts your vibration. Next, try the 4-7-8-0 pattern once a day. Inhale for 4 seconds, imagining a golden spiral descending from the cosmos into your chest. Hold for 7 seconds, feeling that energy settle into your cells. Exhale for 8 seconds, releasing anything that isn't truly you. Then pause in the stillness for 3 to 5 seconds. That's where the hidden treasure lies, that timeless space where transformation begins. Do 7 cycles, you don't need more. Done with focus, it's more powerful than an hour of mindless breathing. Third, bring intention, not wishful thinking, to your practice. Many make the mistake of treating this like a desperate plea to the universe. But remember, Arcturan breathing isn't about getting something. It's about reconnecting with your original design. So instead of saying, "I want to heal," say, "I activate my perfect health design." Don't ask, recognize, don't plead, remember. Fourth, use your breath as an emotional scanner throughout the day. When something shakes you, don't react right away. Breathe like an Arcturian. Inhale light, hold the calm, exhale without judgment, and step into the void. That's where the ego's reactive programming switches off and true inner mastery begins. Fifth, honor the small shifts. Don't expect fireworks. Conscious breathing is like water carving stone, steady, gentle, but unstoppable. Your digestion will get better. You'll sleep more deeply. Your emotions will settle. And one day, without realizing how, life will feel clearer, lighter, and more yours. Make your breathing a daily gift to spirit, because each sacred breath not only heals you, but turns you into a living channel from heaven to earth. Now you know, we're not talking about just another technique or a simple breathing exercise. Arcturan breathing is a bridge, a subtle channel crossing layers of matter, time, and identity, to remind you that healing isn't found in pills or magic tricks, but in breath itself when guided by intention, presence, and spiritual connection. Along this journey, we've traveled paths less walked. We talked about luminous codes hidden in DNA, invisible geometries activated with each inhale, and beings who guard this knowledge beyond our atmosphere. But we also talked about you, your body, your pain, your search. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about Arcturus. It's about what you can remember when you quiet the world and return to the center where you breathe. And maybe deep down, that's true healing, realizing you were never broken, just out of tune. Your body knew, your soul knew, but noise, rush, wounds, and forgetfulness blocked the way. Not anymore. Today, you hold the key, and that key is your breath. You don't need to be a channeler, therapist, initiate, or record reader to start. You only need one thing: pure intention. Because on this path, the universe doesn't respond to what you pretend. It responds to what you truly vibrate. So every time you breathe consciously, remember, you're sending a signal to the cosmos that says, "I'm ready to come home." And the cosmos always answers. But this knowledge can't stay inside you. Like all things sacred, it's meant to be shared, multiplied, and honored in community. So pass it on. Subscribe to this channel for more insights on esoteric techniques, energy healing, and star wisdom. Give this video a like if something inside you stirred as you listened. Share this wisdom with fellow seekers, healers, and anyone ready to remember. This channel exists for a deep reason: to return hidden knowledge to souls ready to receive it. If you've come this far, it's no accident. May your breath become silent prayer, your body a temple of spirit, and your whole life a living expression of what you already are. Expanding light. See you in the next video. Until then, inhale from the soul. Exhale from your origin and never forget. Conscious breath is the most overlooked tool for awakening. What if I told you that the human body hides invisible switches to different states of consciousness right beneath the surface? And what if one of those switches is just behind your ear, waiting to be gently activated with 2 fingers? This isn't common knowledge. It's a practice that's been kept quiet, passed down quietly through healers, monks, and sages who understood something modern science is just starting to catch up with. The body isn't just biology, it's an energetic map that responds to sacred touch. Today, I'm going to share one of those keys, stimulating the mastoid area, that delicate spot behind the ear once touched softly, like the ear of a sleeping child. This simple gesture activates a deeply restorative neurosensory circuit, a pathway to deep rest, a door to inner silence, where the soul finds peace and the body renews itself. Maybe you felt it without even realizing it, when you're held by someone you love, lightly touched behind the ear as if by chance, and suddenly an unexplained calm washes over you. It's not just tenderness, it's ancestral memory encoded in your nervous system. That spot is a key, unlocking not just sleep, but the sacred rest of the soul. In this video, we'll explore this forgotten practice. We'll uncover its spiritual roots, its link to the parasympathetic nervous system, and why it matters in energetic healing. We'll see how, when done with intention, this touch becomes a ritual of reconnecting with yourself. A compassionate act that heals from the inside out. Ancient cultures already understood the connection between touch and consciousness, between skin and spirit. This small area was even thought to be where the gods whispered, because it's not just about touching, it's how you touch and where you touch from. The body answers the soul, and when the soul touches with devotion, even the smallest gesture becomes an act of illumination. So if you've ever felt restless, like the world won't quiet down even when you close your eyes, maybe it's time to learn what the sages knew. Behind the ear lies a threshold, and touching it with reverence opens the door to an inner sanctuary. True rest isn't forced, it's invited. Get ready. This knowledge isn't just information, it's a tool. Used consciously, it might reveal that the silence you've been searching for has always been within reach of your fingers. Since the dawn of humanity, people have intuitively known the body is more than a biological machine. Ancient cultures saw the body as a living temple, where every part was sacred, connected to energies, emotions, and invisible forces we're only starting to understand today. Among those mysterious spots, the area behind the ear, the mastoid region, was seen by many sages as a point that helps regulate the soul. In Eastern traditions like Taoism and some branches of Tantric Buddhism, this spot was called the sleeping petal, a poetic name for a place of stillness and tenderness that could bring altered states of consciousness through loving touch. It was considered a hinge between the sensory world and the spiritual world, between the noise of the mind and the silence of being. In India, yogis recognized this area's importance in pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. Some ancient texts say gently stroking this spot before meditation or sleep helped the mind pull back from the outside world. In other words, it eased the transition from wakefulness to deeper realms, preparing the body for rest and the mind for growth. Even in South American shamanic traditions, healers lightly pressed behind the ear to release the day's tension, thoughts, and stress that block deep rest. The touch was with 2 fingers, like gently brushing a flower petal, allowing the soul to come home. Philosophically, this spot means more than just sleep. It symbolizes the sacred vulnerability of being human. Sensitivity, listening, balance, and openness all meet here. It's no accident it's near the ear, an organ many traditions call the most spiritual sense. Because it doesn't demand action, only presence. The ear receives, listens, and welcomes. The mastoid area acts as a sensitive bridge between the physical and emotional body. It's a threshold, a vortex that, when touched with intention, tells your nervous system, you can let go, you can trust, you can rest. No wonder some called it the divine silence button, because here, between skin and bone, lies a door that opens not by force, but by tenderness. Understanding this is remembering what modern life often forgets. Deep rest comes not just from being tired, but from trust. To truly rest, closing your eyes isn't enough. You have to open your soul. Now that we've grasped the ancient and symbolic meaning of the spot behind the ear, it's time to look at its practical and functional sides without losing its mystery. At the intersection of body and spirit, neurological and spiritual, lies the vagus nerve, one of the body's most powerful yet overlooked structures. The vagus nerve, named from the Latin vagus meaning wandering, is the 10th cranial nerve. But it's not just a biological thread. Think of it as an invisible highway linking the brain with almost all internal organs: heart, lungs, liver, stomach, intestines, and crucially regulating the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls rest, digestion, and healing. In short, the vagus nerve is the master switch that turns off alert mode and leads us into physiological and mental calm. Here's the mystery. One of the most accessible branches of the vagus nerve runs just behind the ear in the mastoid area, really close to the outer ear. That means if you consciously and slowly touch this spot, like waking a sleeping petal, you're directly activating this deep rest circuit. This isn't poetic magic. It's a simple but profound biological truth. The body doesn't just listen, it responds. And this spot, largely ignored by conventional medicine, holds the secret to one of our greatest gifts: the ability to quiet internal noise. Imagine your nervous system as a garden. During the day, thoughts flutter like birds in the branches. Emotions move like the wind shaking the leaves. But when you gently and respectfully stimulate this spot, it's like a warm breeze sweeps through the garden. The birds hush, the leaves stop moving. The vagus nerve sends a clear message: you're safe. You can stop fighting. Many modern problems, anxiety, insomnia, chronic fatigue, irritability, come from parasympathetic system imbalance. We're stuck in a constant state of alert, always feeling like there's something to worry about. But when we mindfully touch the mastoid area, we flip the switch back to rest mode. It's like putting out a fire with a whisper. But it's not just about touching, it's about how you touch. Intention, slowness, and the quality of the touch make all the difference. You use 2 fingers, the index and middle, slightly apart like forming a petal. The touch is rhythmic, soft, almost like a mother soothing a sleeping child. In that moment, you're not just touching your body, you're connecting with your energy, reminding yourself you're not alone, that you're safe. This touch sparks more than a physical response. It awakens deep memories of primal safety. It reconnects you with a code written in your DNA: tenderness, protection, and willing surrender. No drugs or fancy rituals needed, just presence and skin. And that door, one of the most important, is right there behind your ear, where true silence begins. Touching the mastoid area with intention isn't just a technique, it's a ritual. It weaves together the physical, energetic, and symbolic in a dance of deep reconnection. Unlike acupressure or massages, the key here isn't pressure, it's devotion. When you place your 2 fingers in that petal shape, you're not only stimulating a sensory spot, you're speaking an ancient language, a lost code between skin and soul. It's the same kind of touch a mother instinctively uses to soothe her child without words, as if her energy flows through her fingertips, saying, "Everything's okay." And the body understands because biology and spirit aren't separate. The nervous system carries traces of our softest, deepest experiences. The body doesn't need convincing, it just needs to be touched with honesty. When you do this before sleep, you're not just calming your nervous system. You're building a bridge between the end of the day and the start of the dream world. By touching that spot in rhythm with your breath and awareness, you're entering a sacred space, the space between day and night, outside and inside, conscious and unseen. In many mystical traditions, this moment just before sleep was seen as the perfect time for inner transformation. It's the moment to plant sacred thoughts, release the noise of the world, and surrender to rest, like surrendering to the cosmic ocean. Gently activating this spot was considered the key to opening the channel. Ancient Tibetan and Taoist medicine call this spot the soul's ear. Legends say those who calm this area with devotion can hear the voice of silence, a melody coming not from outside but from deep within. Some masters say the wise don't sleep to escape life, but to listen to what only stillness speaks. And activating this spot ritualistically doesn't just help rest, it builds over time. Night after night, your body links this touch with willing surrender. Your mind relaxes faster, your heart slows, and your soul gets ready to soar. You could say this sacred touch is a shining anchor, a body reminder that you're not alone in the dark, that an unseen network supports you when you let go. Touching behind your ear like you're soothing a sleeping child tells yourself you can drop your guard, and that tiny gesture is revolutionary in a world that prizes constant tension. What starts as a simple caress becomes an act of spiritual power, a signal, a code, a private ceremony between you and your living temple. The body doesn't need conquering, it needs remembering. And when that happens, rest stops being just a wish and becomes a living reality sparked by the soul. We live in a culture that glorifies speed, rewards exhaustion, and masks fatigue as success. Good sleep is a rare luxury, and deep rest feels like a distant dream for millions. But what we've forgotten, and what ancient traditions deeply understood, is that rest isn't the end of the journey, but part of the sacred path. Rest isn't laziness, it's physiological wisdom. Rest isn't emptiness, it's fertile ground where the invisible seeds of transformation grow. So cultivating the art of touching the mastoid area with intention shouldn't just be seen as another relaxation trick. It's a spiritual practice of energetic self-care, a tool that, when added to your nightly routine, can truly transform how you experience your waking hours. Here are some tips to consciously bring this sacred knowledge into your daily life. 1. Create a sacred nightly ritual. Before bed, turn off bright lights, silence your devices, and place a candle nearby. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and gently place your index and middle fingers, behind one ear on the mastoid area. Lightly stroke in circular or straight motions, like you're drawing a soft breeze on your skin. Do this for about a minute, then switch to the other side. This simple act sends a clear message to your system. The temple is closing, the soul is gathering. 2. Pair it with an intention or a sacred phrase. Mind and body respond deeply to words. While you do this caress, silently repeat phrases like, "I am at peace," "I can let go," or "I am held by the universe." This links the physical touch with a powerful vibration. 3. Don't rush. This isn't a massage, it's a language. If you do it quickly or without presence, it won't have the same effect. Treat it as a moment to connect with yourself, like touching the quiet shore of a lake at dusk. 4. Use it during moments of anxiety. While it's ideal before sleep, you can also use this touch anytime during the day. If you're feeling stressed, tense, or overwhelmed, just pause, breathe, and gently touch yourself. It's a way to come back to yourself without running away. 5. Share it with loved ones. This knowledge isn't just for you. If you have children, a partner, or close friends, offer them this gentle touch before sleep as a loving presence. You're calming their nervous system and their energetic field, telling them without words, "You can relax. I'm here with you." Remember, how we sleep reflects how we trust. Trust is an art built through small, slow, meaningful gestures. Touch this spot every night, not mechanically, but as a living key to your own peace. Behind the ear, where the skin is thin and the noise of the world fades, there's a door, not a physical door with hinges or locks, but an energetic opening, a silent threshold that only opens when approached with devotion. Along this journey, we've seen that the mastoid area is much more than just a part of the body. It's like the soul's antenna, a nervous system nest where the parasympathetic system, the vagus nerve, and our energy field meet to remind us of something essential. Rest is not just biological, it's sacred. When you touch that spot softly like a petal and caress it as if soothing a sleeping child, you call on ancient wisdom. This isn't a trick or a trend. It's the body's forgotten language responding to the invisible, recognizing tenderness as medicine. In a world where nights are filled with screens, mental noise, and endless to-do lists that never end, this practice becomes an act of bright rebellion. Sleeping well is no longer just a need, it's a spiritual right. By reclaiming it consciously, we remember that part of us remains whole, wise, and deep, untouched by modern stress. That part waits for you every night, right behind your ear. This small gesture, repeated with intention, can reshape your relationship with rest, your body, and even your soul. Because what you're touching isn't just skin, but emotional memory, the ancestral map where your spirit holds its deepest secrets. It's there that the symbol of who you were, who you are, and who you can become lives, if you let yourself truly rest. So next time you close your eyes, don't just seek sleep. Seek surrender. Don't just seek disconnection. Seek return to yourself. And when your fingers touch that soft spot, do it like a priest lifting the veil of a sanctuary, because what lies behind that touch is sacred. Touch with intention, breathe with presence, and let silence whisper its wisdom. If this knowledge has touched something inside you, if you believe this ancient secret deserves to be shared with more souls searching for peace, like this video, share it with those who need it, and subscribe to this channel where every week we share more keys to your deepest spiritual self. Remember, some doors only open from within, and sometimes it all begins with a gentle touch behind the ear. Imagine for a moment that you're standing under a dark sky, the stars shining above, when suddenly a red shadow begins to rise on the horizon, a blood-red light spreading across everything in its path. The moon, usually soft and silvery, now shines with an unsettling intensity, almost like it's warning us of something unknown. This isn't just any moon. It's the blood moon, a phenomenon that's been observed and revered for thousands of years by ancient cultures. But beyond its striking appearance, what does it mean on a spiritual level? What messages does this moon carry? According to some traditions, it has the power to connect the visible world with the unseen. Today, we'll dive into the deep, mystical meaning of the blood moon, which is more than just an astronomical event. It touches the very essence of humanity. We'll explore the hidden symbolism, how it affects cosmic energies, and how, according to esoteric teachings, this event can open a portal to a profound spiritual transformation. Plus, we'll look at a practical ritual to help you align with this cosmic energy and use it to grow spiritually. The blood moon isn't just a physical occurrence. It's a call to look inward. It invites us to confront the darker parts of ourselves, what's hidden, repressed, and in need of transformation. As we uncover its meaning, you'll see that this cosmic event is much more than just a lunar eclipse. It's an opportunity for deep renewal. Join me on this journey into the mystical, the profound, and the ancient, where we'll unlock the secrets of the blood moon and see how it can light the way toward our inner awakening. For centuries, the blood moon, with its mysterious and ethereal nature, has fascinated humanity, invoking both fear and awe. But to truly understand its spiritual significance, we need to go back in time and explore how ancient cultures and spiritual traditions saw this event as much more than just a celestial occurrence. The first recorded observations of the blood moon come from ancient civilizations that looked to the sky with both reverence and fear. For the ancient Egyptians, the red moon symbolized the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It was a symbol of the goddess Isis, who ruled over magic and transformation. They believed that during lunar eclipses, when the moon turned dark and red, a gateway to the spiritual world opened, a space between the living and the dead. The blood of the moon was a sign of cosmic regeneration, reminding us that life constantly renews itself, even in the darkest times. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Pythagoras didn't just see the blood moon as a natural event. They viewed it as a symbol of the soul's journey. They believed that the moon reflected the human soul's path, from light to darkness, facing inner shadows before reaching enlightenment. For them, the blood moon was more than just a mark of time. It was a reminder that we must confront our deepest fears and desires. It was an invitation to purification and spiritual ascension, to a deeper understanding of the universe. Native American cultures also attach deep spiritual meaning to the blood moon. The Navajo, for instance, saw the blood moon as a time for reflection and cleansing. The red moon marked the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, symbolizing the opportunity to shed the burdens of the past and embrace a renewed future. For them, blood represented life itself, the vital force that flows through all beings and the cosmos. The lunar eclipse was a chance to recharge that energy, break free from old limitations, and move toward a higher version of oneself. In more esoteric traditions like alchemy and Kabbalah, the blood moon carries an even deeper meaning. In alchemy, the moon's blood is linked to the process of transmutation, the moment when the soul is purified and elevated. The moon's red hue symbolizes the primal energy that must be transformed and refined through inner fire to achieve spiritual enlightenment. Similarly, in Kabbalah, the lunar eclipse reminds us of the duality of existence, light and darkness, the visible and invisible, the material and spiritual. The blood of the moon serves as a metaphor for the eternal flow of energy connecting both worlds, allowing us to transcend our earthly limits. Thus, throughout history, the blood moon has been viewed not just as an astronomical event, but as a profound symbol of transformation, purification, and spiritual rebirth. From Egypt to the Americas, ancient cultures recognized that the universe is a living entity, and these cosmic events, though they may seem like mere curiosities, are closely tied to our inner processes. This esoteric view of the blood moon is key to understanding its spiritual significance. It's not just a moment of darkness, but a doorway to the hidden, a passage to the depths of our being. It's a chance to face our shadows, cleanse our inner selves, and be reborn into a higher state of consciousness. When the blood moon appears in the sky, it's not just a rare and mesmerizing celestial event, but also a reflection of our inner selves, showing both our hidden shadows and our potential for transformation. This event is like a metaphor for what happens inside us during times of crisis and revelation. To truly understand the deeper meaning of the blood moon, we need to explore its essential elements and how it connects to the cosmic energies that impact both our physical and spiritual worlds. In many spiritual traditions, the moon represents the subconscious, a place where our dreams, repressed desires, fears, and forgotten memories reside. When the moon turns red, it's not just a color change, but a sign of a deep, energetic process unfolding, one that activates our blood, the life force that flows through our bodies and connects us to the pulse of the universe. The red moon symbolizes raw life energy, a reminder of the power within all of us. This cosmic energy can purify, heal, and transform us, but it also represents sacrifice and liberation. During the blood moon, the universe calls on us to release old beliefs, fears, and limitations that no longer serve us. It's a moment of liberation when we face our inner darkness and transform it into light. A lunar eclipse happens when the Earth moves between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the lunar surface. In spiritual terms, this event symbolizes the cosmic dance between light and darkness, consciousness and the unconscious, the visible and the invisible. The shadow on the moon represents the hidden parts of our psyche, those aspects of ourselves we tend to ignore or haven't integrated yet. In these moments, cosmic energy pushes us to look at what we usually keep hidden. Spiritually, the eclipse encourages us to integrate our shadows. During this time, we are offered a special chance to confront the dark sides of our mind, the parts we've pushed aside or forgotten. The blood moon, by revealing our shadows, challenges us to face our fears and integrate the qualities we've denied. Only by doing so can we reach higher consciousness and find balance. Just like us, the moon follows a cycle of growth, fullness, decay, and renewal. During a blood moon, this cycle intensifies, reminding us that life is a constant process of death and rebirth, both physically and spiritually. In many traditions, the moon is associated with feminine cycles, symbolizing menstruation, childbirth, and death, as a reminder that everything in the universe is always changing. In a way, the blood moon cycle calls us to actively participate in our own spiritual transformation, encouraging us to let go of the old versions of ourselves, the ones held back by fear, ignorance, and limiting beliefs, so we can be reborn into more authentic, awakened versions of who we truly are. In alchemy, the red moon is linked to the process of calcification, the first stage of spiritual transformation, where the raw materials of our limitations are transmuted through inner fire. This stage isn't easy, as it requires us to face our darkest aspects, but only by confronting our shadows can we purify them and turn them into spiritual gold. The blood moon symbolizes this alchemical process, reminding us that darkness is a necessary step on the path to enlightenment. On a practical level, the blood moon acts as a catalyst for personal and spiritual growth. Those who are aware of its energy can use it to do deep inner work, facing their fears, letting go of emotional baggage, and regenerating their consciousness. It's a cosmic invitation to align ourselves with the energy of the universe, to surrender to the transformation process, even when it feels scary or confusing. Now that we understand the basic concepts of the blood moon, its cosmic and spiritual symbolism, it's time to dive deeper into the subtleties and layers of its influence. The red moon not only invites us to reflect inwardly, but also offers important lessons on the power of change, emotional alchemy, and the connection between our microcosm and the larger cosmos. Let's explore how these elements intertwine to create a roadmap for our spiritual evolution. Blood is the life force that flows through all living beings. In the esoteric sense, the blood of the blood moon is not just a bright red light in the sky. It symbolizes the blood flowing through our own veins. It calls us to purify our spiritual blood, to heal and free ourselves from the things that have kept us stuck in cycles of suffering or stagnation. Alchemists spoke of transforming the impurities of the soul, a process of inner change that requires us to cleanse our deepest being. During the blood moon, this transformation becomes more intense. It's a time when strong emotions, repressed memories, and limiting beliefs surface. Confronting these darker parts of ourselves isn't easy. It takes courage and a conscious surrender to the healing process. The red moon invites us to embrace these shadows, knowing that by integrating them, we find greater harmony within ourselves. The lunar eclipse not only brings us face to face with the darkness in the sky, but also with the darkness inside ourselves. In both psychology and spirituality, darkness represents the parts of us that we have suppressed, ignored, or rejected. Facing this inner shadow isn't easy, but it's a crucial step in spiritual growth. The blood moon acts as a mirror, reflecting our deepest fears, emotional wounds, past trauma, and desires we haven't acknowledged. During this time, we're encouraged to face these shadows with compassion and courage, not to run from them, but to recognize they're part of our human experience. Only by accepting and working through them can we transcend these parts of ourselves. In Kabbalah, this process is referred to as tikkun, which means repairing the soul. In this sense, the blood moon gives us a chance to heal the fractured parts of our psyche and restore spiritual balance. So the red moon isn't just about endings, it's also about new beginnings, where what's been broken can be mended and restored. The alchemical process we're talking about is all about transforming the impure into something higher. During the blood moon, this transformation is especially apparent. It's a moment where the symbolic death, the end of one cycle, meets rebirth. On a spiritual level, death isn't the end. It's a transformation. This is the core idea behind spiritual alchemy. Death isn't final. It's a metamorphosis. During the blood moon, the cycles of death and rebirth become clearer, offering us a special opportunity to let go of old thought patterns, negative emotions, and limiting beliefs. In doing so, we create space for a rebirth, an opportunity to start fresh but from a higher state of consciousness. Alchemists knew that this transformation wasn't immediate. Turning into spiritual gold takes time, patience, and dedication. Similarly, the blood moon invites us to begin our own transformation, an ongoing process that starts with a deep intention to change. Just as gold is purified in fire, our souls are purified through challenges, drawing us closer to our highest and most radiant selves. In many spiritual traditions, the path to enlightenment is not about escaping the mundane, but about integrating all parts of our being, both the light and the shadow, reason and emotion, the divine and the human. The blood moon urges us to begin this integration. It's not enough just to recognize our shadows. We must embrace them, understand them, and use them to evolve. True spirituality doesn't seek to eliminate our dark sides, but to find balance and peace within them. This is the real meaning of transformation, accepting our wholeness, including both our divine and imperfect sides. By bringing our shadows into the light, the blood moon teaches us that we must learn to live with our shadows without rejecting or denying them. Only when we fully integrate all aspects of ourselves can we find true inner peace. Now that we've explored the spiritual and cosmic significance of the blood moon, it's time to connect this knowledge to practical actions you can bring into your life. With its powerful energy of transformation and purification, the blood moon offers a unique opportunity to work with our shadows, heal what needs healing, and move toward becoming a higher version of ourselves. I'll now guide you through a ritual you can perform during this cosmic event to tap into its powerful energy of renewal. Before beginning any ritual, it's important to prepare your space. The blood moon is an event full of energy, so to align yourself with it, your environment must reflect this transformative power. Find a quiet space free from distractions where you can connect with your inner self. This will become your sacred space for introspection and purification. Start by physically clearing the space. Remove any unnecessary items. Then purify the space spiritually. You can do this by burning incense like sandalwood, palo santo, or any other herb that resonates with you. The smoke helps cleanse stagnant energy and sets the stage for deep meditation. If you have red or black candles, light them as symbols of transformation. During the ritual, set up a small altar with items that represent your intentions. A piece of quartz to amplify energy, a piece of paper where you'll write what you want to release, or an image that symbolizes what you want to let go of. The first step in working with the energy of the blood moon is to clarify your intentions. What parts of your life or yourself do you want to transform? What fears, traumas, or limiting beliefs do you need to release to move forward? Take a moment to meditate on these questions and write down your thoughts. It's important to be clear because the blood moon amplifies the energy of what we release, so your intentions should be precise. As the blood moon rises in the sky, find a place where you can see it clearly. The connection with this celestial event is key. Stand up, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel yourself as part of the universe, connected to the cosmic energy flowing through you. Visualize the red light of the moon as a river of energy entering your body, flowing through your veins, your heart, and your mind. Feel this energy touch every part of you, dissolving blocks, wounds, and old beliefs. Invite your shadows to come to light. This might mean reliving repressed emotions, unresolved thoughts, or painful moments in your life. Don't fear what comes up. The blood moon is the perfect time to release these energies. If fear, sadness, or anger arise, simply observe them without judgment. Accept them as part of you, and visualize how the red light of the moon transforms them. Imagine this light purifying everything negative, dissolving all suffering and fear, and transforming the shadows into golden light, like gold refined by fire. During this ritual, you may feel the urge to make a symbolic sacrifice, letting go of something that no longer serves you. It might be a toxic relationship, an old belief, or even a self-destructive habit. Take the paper with your written intentions and burn it in a safe container or candle. As the paper burns, visualize your intentions dissolving, freeing you from that burden. This act symbolizes the death of the old and the birth of the new. After the release, take a moment to feel the peace that follows purification. Thank the blood moon for this opportunity for healing and transformation, and feel new energy flowing through you, bringing with it the promise of a fresh start. Remember, this process isn't instant. True transformation takes time. What's important is that you've aligned yourself with the cosmic energy of the event and taken the first step toward your rebirth. Finally, gently extinguish the candles and incense, thanking the energy you've called upon. Gather any objects or symbols you used and place them in a special spot. Your work with the blood moon doesn't end with the ritual. What you started today is an ongoing process of healing to seal your transformation. You might take a few moments to meditate, imagining your life in its new state, free of limitations and filled with light and potential. This ritual is just one way to work with the powerful energy of the blood moon. You can adapt it to your own beliefs, needs, or what feels most right for you. The key is to consciously connect with this cosmic event and use its energy to carry out deep inner work. We've gone on a profound journey through the cosmic and spiritual energies the blood moon awakens within us. From ancient traditions to modern practices, this phenomenon reminds us that life is a constant cycle of death and rebirth, a process of purification and transformation as vast as the universe itself. The blood moon is more than just an astronomical event. It's an open door to the depths of our inner world, a moment where cosmic energy invites us to heal, let go of what no longer serves us, and move toward a new, more conscious version of ourselves. By embracing our shadows and transforming them with cosmic light, we can tap into a wisdom that connects us to the universe. Every time the blood moon rises, remember that it's not just an event in the sky, but a reflection of the inner cycles unfolding within us. Each of us carries a red moon inside, a transformative power waiting to be activated when the time is right. Through rituals and introspection, we can align with this cosmic energy to heal, accelerate our spiritual evolution, and awaken our deepest potential. So the next time the blood moon lights up the sky, take this opportunity to reflect on what in your life needs to die so something new can be born. Perform a ritual of release and rebirth following the steps we've discussed. It's not just a mystical practice, but a path of self-discovery and empowerment. By working with the blood moon, you are aligning yourself with a cosmic process that has been unfolding for millennia, becoming the catalyst for your own transformation. At the end of the day, the blood moon reminds us that we are not separate from the universe, but an extension of it. Its cycles are our cycles, its light is our light, and its shadows are our shadows. When we understand and embrace this deep connection, we can move toward a future full of light and endless possibilities. So the next time you look up and see the red, powerful blood moon, remember that it's the perfect time to pause, reflect, and ask yourself, which part of me is ready to be reborn? Thank you for joining me on this journey toward ancient wisdom and cosmic insight. May the light of the blood moon illuminate your path and guide you toward the transformation you are meant to experience. I hope this content has inspired you to reflect deeply and connect with your own transformation. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share if this message resonates with you. And may your journey toward rebirth continue.